and welcome back to my channel, and today is a bullet journal flip through, and this is my bullet journal from July to December of 2021. So I'm basically just gonna run through all of the pages that I did this year and give a rating or how useful they were for me or what I would have had done differently. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm sorry if you can hear the rain in the background. It's currently pouring rain, so I hope you won't be able to tell so much. But basically, this is the first spread that I never used, which was my year-end pixel. I was so excited for it and never ended up using it. And then I have my wish list. Those were okay pages, not really using them that much. This is obviously used. I loved it, and I will redo it in my next journal. And then we were on to July, which was one of the favorite things I ever done. Honestly, it turned out so cool, and it was origami themed, and the colors were just amazing. I loved doing it. I also loved this mood tracker. It turned out so good. It's actually one of the only months that is completely filled. Maybe because I was in vacation, school holidays, so I don't know. And then my sleep and water tracker, which I ended up using for the rest of the year. My positivity log, which was always hard for me to fill. And then I had a few blank pages for dog trackers, but I stopped making them because they weren't useful. And then we have all of my weekly spreads. And then we are already on to August, which was music theme, and my just general color scheme was purple. It was back when I did not have all of the Tombow markers that I have now. So I only used one purple because that was the only one I had. And I used it this month a lot less, but it was still really good, as you can see. And I also had, for the first time, my migraine tracker, which is something that I kept the whole way through the rest of the year because it was very useful. Fun fact about this spread, I counted the days wrong and I had one too many, and then I realized that I just skipped a number, so that was a fun thing. Also, those were so satisfying. They look so good. I'm so happy. And then for the first time, I added an anxiety tracker, which was really helpful for me. And of course my positivity log, which is way less filled. And then my weekly spread, this one was one of my favorites. And overall this month, all the weekly spreads were just amazing. This one is so pretty. I'm just still in love with those spreads. And I think I'm gonna do a music theme again. And then we have all of the back to school spreads, which I might have to blur out some things, but basically this was my teacher's information page. I'm sorry if it's completely blurred, but there's like my teacher's information on it, so I can't really use it. And then I have my class schedule, and then all of my tests. And this spread was probably the most useful one I've had. As you can see, I have a busy month for December. And then I just have this one little category that I added because it's only going through to January. And I had a few tests already scheduled out. My grade tracker is the same one that I always use, so there's nothing really to say about it. I my assignment tracker was actually the best thing I did. My favorite spread and the most useful one, and then we have the last spread of August. And we are already on to September. So this was light bulb theme, and I just loved it so much. It was a lot harder in terms of actually making all of those light bulbs, but overall I just loved it so much. My mood tracker, which my mood was great throughout September. I used all of my habits and all of that, but the difference is that I switched the layout to vertical. Nope, it's not vertical. It's a horizontal layout to have more space for my migraine tracker. And then, honestly, this yellow was the best thing. It's so bright, I just loved it so much. I also added for the month of September a study tracker, which was a great idea, honestly. It does look like I don't do much, but it's because I don't count when I'm in school. And then my anxiety tracker, and I added reasons to it, which is a lot easier to see why I was stressed. And I went from a positivity tracker to 1 line a day, which I don't know if it picks up on camera or not, but usually I just did it in pencil just because it was a lot easier for me. And then my assignments tracker, which I usually did 2 pages and didn't really use it that much because I was planning on having a lot more assignments. And then my weekly spreads, which are a lot more used because I was back in school. I had a lot more things to write, except for this one apparently. But basically I just used it a lot more, and this was my favorite with the hanging light bulbs like this. And then we have October, which is I love this theme. It was magic / potion theme, and it was a lot more minimal, I would say, and I loved it. But it's the first month that I really didn't use, because at the beginning of the month I had exams, and then just the month went by super fast and a lot of things happened, so I didn't really ended up using it. I don't think you can see, but I actually did write in pencil the moves, I just never filled it in. But this was one of my favorite mood tracker of the year, just because it is so pretty. And then my sleep and water tracker, which you can see in the middle of the month, I kind of gave up. And then my study and anxiety tracker, which went through the roof to the end of the month. I had exams and just a crazy time. I also read 1 line a day, but didn't really use it that much, which was really sad. Also planned out too much of the assignment tracker. And then the weeklies are amazing, but not really used, unfortunately, just because I was so busy I didn't even have time to really fill it, except for this month. This week, that was the only one that I went back and used it. And we are already on to November. And it was a book theme or bookshelf theme, depending on what you want. And it was a month for me. I filled a bit of it, but not that much. Honestly, I'm disappointed in myself because I was so excited to use those, and actually didn't really end up doing anything. I had a really bad month. I spent the first 4 days in the hospital, and I had just a whole lot of health problems. So sleep and water tracker. As you can see, my water tracker went through the roof. I had some problem with thirst. We thought I could have diabetes, which is not the case. I am okay. And then the anxiety tracker, which once again is not really good, but it's okay. And then my one-liner day that I never really completed either. I honestly did have, and my assignment wasn't really used because I wasn't in class at all. So I had a lot of spare space for that. This page was supposed to be my Happy's birthday page, but I never got the time to do it. And then the spreads for November weren't really used either, even though I just loved them so much. They were amazing. So really sad I didn't use them more, but it's okay. This one was so cool to make with the books at the top, and it was my first time using this layout, and I loved it. And now on to December, which we are, at the time that I'm filming this, only the 4th, so it's not as used because we're not far along in the month. But basically, I chose orange and cinnamon theme, which was suggested to me on TikTok actually, and I did a really different layout. I did a way smaller habit tracker, my migraine tracker, and decided to go with a wheel for the symptom tracker, and actually use a scale to see how bad or how good they were. So that's pretty cool. And then tracker, which I haven't even filled the color yet, and then sleep, water, and all of that are not filled right now. I'm really late on that. Same for the study and anxiety tracker. I really did keep the same layout the whole year. And then I have my highs and lows of the day, which is to replace the one line a day that didn't work. Haven't gotten the time to do it yet, but hopefully I will be able to, because I'm in love with the idea of this spread. And then I have my Christmas countdown, which I'm obviously late at doing too. And then my assignments tracker and all of my weekly spreads, which I am just in love with. I did this layout with paint, and it just really looks so good. I can't wait to use them with my special Christmas Dutch door layout. And then the last spread of the year, and then at the very end of the journal I have my TikTok and YouTube tracker, which I'm really late at filling in because technically we are at 176 at the moment of filming this, so all of this should be filled in even though it's not. But yeah, that's the end of this journal, and I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!